The man opened a can of food but only scooped out a small spoonful for his dog. At first, the dog hesitated, reluctant to eat, but then he looked up and saw that his owner was surviving on nothing but water. It was 2025 when a massive solar flare erupted, destroying Earth's ozone layer. Humanity perished almost instantly. The planet became a scorched wasteland, flooded with radiation. Temperatures soared above 60 degrees Celsius, 140 degrees Fahrenheit. In this apocalyptic world, Finch was still trying to survive. He scavenged for food, accompanied by a robot dog named Dewey, but after 15 years of the end times, Earth had long been stripped bare. Today, however, he'd been lucky. He found a single can of food. As a storm rolled in, Finch hurried back to his base, but instead of rushing inside, he dragged Dewey along with him. Their shelter was a large underground bunker, fully equipped. There, alongside Dewey, lived a real dog, the only living creature that had stayed with Finch since the world ended. He opened the can and fed it to the dog. Over the years, Finch had been building a humanoid robot. The radiation was killing him and time was running out. He removed Dewey's eyes and installed them into the new robot. He uploaded vast amounts of knowledge into it and programmed 4 core directives. He taught the robot to walk. He installed cameras where Dewey's eyes once were. Then Finch made a decision. He would drive across the wasteland to San Francisco in his RV. They arrived at a small town. While searching for supplies, Finch continued teaching the robot about life, people, the world as it was. Soon, he noticed a tornado forming on the horizon. He secured the vehicle, but the twister still ripped them off the ground and flung them through the air. Miraculously, they survived. That night, the robot gave himself a name, Jeff. At a gas station, Jeff tried to learn to drive without permission. Furious, Finch exposed himself to radiation to scare Jeff into obedience. But afterward, he softened and began teaching him properly. Jeff learned fast and was soon driving on his own. Finch's health worsened. He collapsed into unconsciousness. Jeff took Dewey and ventured to a hospital in search of medicine and supplies. He managed to find both food and drugs, packing everything carefully. But when Finch awoke, he discovered Dewey crushed in a steel trap. Guilt overwhelmed him. He started to panic, suspecting they were being watched. Then he looked at their shattered solar panels, his last hope, and realized things were worse than he thought. Jeff, however, reassured him. "We'll make it to San Francisco," he said. And they did. They found signs of life and sunlight that didn't burn. Finch was overwhelmed with emotion. He put on a suit and a hat. Sitting down with Jeff, he shared stories of his life, of who he had been. As he spoke, he coughed up blood, staining his suit deep red. He shook Jeff's hand. Later, Finch lay quietly in bed with the dog. Jeff sat outside, alone. Finch passed away that night. Jeff cremated him. He didn't say a word, just gently placed Finch's hat on his own head. From then on, the road was just Jeff and the dog. They kept moving forward. Along the way, the land started to change, greenery returned. Life was slowly coming back to Earth. Eventually, they reached the Golden Gate Bridge. There, Jeff saw photographs, each with an address and messages of hope written on them. He left his own postcard among them, a drawing of him, Finch, and the dog. Jeff knew the journey wasn't over. As he and the dog walked across the bridge and disappeared into the mist, they carried with them not just Finch's final wish, but the last ember of human civilization, a legacy worth remembering.